The state-run news agency Telam has been closed down. Inflation is forcing the elderly to make difficult choices, and financial priorities are affecting shopping habits. Welcome to A Bloke in Buenos Aires, presenting news and views in English from the capital of Argentina. Please feel free to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. As promised in President Milei's State of the Nation address last Friday, Monday morning saw the closure of Telam, the government-funded news agency. Employees arrived for work on Monday morning and found police erecting riot fences around both Telam office buildings and preventing entry, while managers found themselves locked out of the agency's website. Telam gathers news from around the country and distributes thousands of articles to various news media. Its network of journalists provide the only news sources from some provinces. The official reason for the closure is that it runs at a huge loss, some 20 billion pesos last year, and so is being shut down as part of Milei's drive to balance Argentina's books and clear the national deficit. However, in the past, the president has referred to Telam as an outlet for Kirchnerist propaganda due to its left-leaning journalism and support for previous governments. The news agency has had a long and checkered history, being occasionally closed down previously under the various military governments of the past 80 years, but blossoming under times of more democratic and liberal-thinking administrations. Telam employs around 700 workers who've been sent home on a week's paid leave. The government has referred to this as a process of review and reorganization, so it's yet to be announced whether this closure will be temporary or permanent. Next week, inflation figures for February will be published and are expected to rise again. But the closure of Telam, a major critic of Milei's policies, should make it easier for the government to apply some positive spin to the ever-increasing numbers. Meanwhile, down in the streets, macroeconomic gains mean little to the average struggling citizen. For many with health problems, there is a stark choice between food or medicine. This particularly applies to the elderly, whose pensions are being constantly eaten away by the ever-ravenous inflation. Previous governments had imposed ceilings on the rising cost of medicine and healthcare, both public and private, but these were immediately removed by the new free market-focused government, and prices have shot up, well ahead of the overall published rate of inflation. As part of the national welfare system, many patients with chronic conditions used to receive free medicine, but this has been put on hold pending an audit by the slow-moving Ministry of Human Capital under Sandra Petovejo. Some charities have moved in to do the best they can to help out, but how long this can be sustained remains to be seen. Food distribution to soup kitchens for the very poor is in an almost identical position, also on hold since December, and forced to rely on private charity or simply turn away the hungry, and also under audit by Petovejo's sluggish human capital ministry. While costs of essentials like food, medicine and rent continue to shoot up, it's not all bad news, especially if you're lucky enough to have a few pesos to spare. The prices of less urgent goods such as clothing seem to be reaching something of a plateau. There's a few items in my wardrobe that I could do with replacing, so I always keep an eye on shop windows while I'm out and about. I've started to notice that the prices aren't changing so often, and more 3-for-2 offers are appearing on socks and underwear. There's even the occasional discount on more luxury brands. Maybe market forces are beginning to have an effect. Every news report has some kind of bias, and it's often frustratingly difficult to get a balanced view. Ground News is a website and app that gathers all the world's media in one place so you can compare coverage. Ground News lets you see the story behind the story using data-driven analysis that looks at things like the political bias, reliability and ownership of news outlets. To get a 40% discount off a subscription to Ground News, click on the link in the description below. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe to see more similar content. And if you want to support the channel, you can buy me a coffee in the link below. And until next time, que tengas un buen día.